Cue the music, let's go. I'm your boy, Real OG, member of the Orange Bowl Boys, and welcome to another edition of Student of the Game Preview, one in which your Miami Hurricanes are set to face the Syracuse Orange home at the Hard Rock. But before we get there, well, they had an opponent in the UNC Tar Heels, Bill Belly and the young GF, yo. Okay, anyways, over to the film, shall we? So, you know, I've always said on this channel, anytime you see somebody run with motion pre-snap, it's a high index of suspicion you're in man coverage. It's not an automatic guarantee that you're in man coverage. And this is exactly a case because you see right here, Syracuse running in man coverage right here. Pre-snap, they were literally out here to the field side in the bunch, come back out to a 2x2. You have somebody going in man coverage. Now, what's happening here on the backside? You're seeing a conversation, right? They're not talking about dinner reservations. They're actually going to cover this in zone. You're going to see the zone eyes post-snap. So what is the key for the University of Miami? Watch the post-snap window changes, even in pre-snap. So to me, this index of suspicion, this was going to be like a cover 3 match. And when they motioned away with it, the match principles carried over from man because match is like zone with teeth. So he took his individual with man up the field, up the rail. And it's going to actually confuse the UNC quarterback here because you're going to see primary read comes out. He's going to look, okay, something's in man zone. What just happened, right? The zone took care of it on the back end. He's got to hold the ball for a little bit, still finds a late-breaking dig route. And we'll just go back and see this again, okay? See the zone eyes here again at the top of the screen? Look. So that was definitely zone. You had somebody run pre-snap and man. And one thing you're noticing, UNC offensive line, plenty of protection here. Plenty. You know, that's something University of Miami offensive line does really, really well. So let's go. We're off and running with a bonus Zelda chime. Quick hitter clip, and it only took the second clip of the video, but I have to make mention, this is the third time I've seen a field side linebacker just come in. Hey, UNC's offensive line, just their prerogative today is just like, we're not going to block them. Either in slide protection because they're sliding away, but yeah, there's 4, there's 5, they just let them come clean. So quarterback has to throw hot, right? This is why the UNC tight end's like, what the heck just happened? I'm not expecting that because he's hot, right? So good ball by the UNC quarterback, but that's the third time a linebacker just come on in. Well, at least I like the head discipline here by the young Syracuse quarterback. He's going to go ahead and his focal points right here, safety in middle of the field. He's got a fade ball out here to the boundary one-on-one. So you're going to see it. Here he comes. Looks. There we go. Snap your head around, and let's pause. This is when he decides to throw the ball. He's looking at it one time. I don't think that wide receiver for Syracuse necessarily won that rep. Should have been intercepted. It is not intercepted. But on the back end, something I do like as far as UNC up here. Great job trying to get to the quarterback. You're going to see something. All right, so looks like the way Syracuse is going to try to defend this in terms of a pass pro is by using Bob, right? Big on big, so big guys on big guys. So offensive lineman, here's a big offensive lineman, and then there's a big, and there's a big, and there's a big. And you see what I'm talking about here. So their job was right here. They wanted to get the running back on the DB because, you know, it's a good weight class. UFC sanctioned weight class. Let's keep it that way. But UNC right here get the advantage by taking that DB and really just setting this pick so they can go ahead and stunt this defensive end back in and watch. That was a clever way to kind of get your big. Bam, now you're on a little. So now that running back's getting thrown back into the quarterbacks. He still had time to throw the ball, but that was one of the strategies. They got their big on a little. So I see you, Billy. I see you. All right, Canes fans, I'm here to tell you, University of Miami coaches are going to see this play. We can do it too. Syracuse comes out in like a bare front look. Centers and guards appeared to be covered. And they're going to run power scheme, pin and pull. So Syracuse from their bare fronts actually going to drop a safety in the box to get numbers as well. So they're going to bring 8 into the box, 3 in coverage. And it didn't matter. UNC is just going to go ahead and win the rep at the point of the attack. There's the 2 pullers. So now we know that's power. There's the pinning going on. And they run right through the A-gap. And A-gap lovers rejoice. In terms of a bag play, a flea flicker definitely checks the box for a gadget. You know, obviously you give it to a running back. The running back throws it back to the quarterback. But it doesn't always elicit the response that you want because, pay attention right here, UNC linebacker, okay. Immediately at the snap of the ball, and the quarterback's going to go ahead and hand this off, right? He's gone. He's in coverage, right? Linebackers are really not getting sucked up at all. So that didn't work. So what happened? Why doesn't it work? Why didn't it bring up the linebackers? Because I'll tell you, because they're not reading the running back. they're reading the offensive line. And when you see the offensive line right now back away from the glass, okay, that's pass pro. So in their minds, and they've seen this 1,000 times, they're yelling, pass, pass, pass. So they go ahead, cover this up nicely. A little helter-skelter back there, throws the ball, whack, whack. Hey, completion, right at the S. Let's go. Hey, it's another pin and pull by UNC going up the A gap, and it's giving Syracuse the business. It's not under center this time from 11 set personnel, 3-by-1 look. And again, this guy coming off the edge here, either a linebacker, this time it's a defensive end. They're just letting him go clear. Now, the intent of the play is they're letting him go clear on purpose because they want one of the pullers to go ahead and hit him. But when he has straight line of sight, well, he has a dinner bell, and that quarterback gets blasted. Poor guy. He's taking a lot of shots, and nobody's even there to protect him. So, again, hats on hats, though. Make a couple people miss. He's off and running. A-gap for life. If you ever wondered why Rhett Lashley does that like fake quarterback, like step forward and pop pass over the top, this is why he does it, okay? Just pay attention here. And go. It's just one of those ways to keep those guys from crashing down into the box. On 3rd and 12, Syracuse can't let this happen against the University of Miami on Saturday because we know when you put an orange and green uniform and a number 4, we know exactly who that is. And this is going to be the right tackle, so we're going to watch the rep really close here. And UNC is just going to win it clean. Let's meet at the QB sack. Can't make it that easy, Syracuse. Nice little wrinkle here by the UNC run game, and it actually going to hit a couple check boxes in the back play checklist, one for motion and one for a gadget. Now UNC is 3-by-1 bunch out here to the field, and everybody's tight. Everybody's in a phone booth. Syracuse has a lot of numbers and hats inside the box as well. So let's go ahead and meet in the phone booth, shall we? So here's the gadget, though. You're going to see the quarterback. He's going to open up now. Okay, he didn't go the wrong way. This is intentional, right? When he shows his back this way, it was kind of a trigger for the defense, and you see them coming downhill. Once they saw that, it essentially brought everybody with it. There's going to be a safety. He's going to come late. You're just going to have to trust me on that. So it brings everybody into the middle of the field. So they kind of keyed off his back, okay? So when they did that, now they just reverse field, toss it back out the other way, get one puller out there, make a guy miss, get outside. So nice little creative element there by UNC in the run game, and popped outside. And this is going to be the last clip of the evening. Now, full disclosure, I'm about to jump on the OBB live show this week. So I was thinking, like, what are going to be my keys to the game? And I always love watching these previews first because that's how I can kind of conjure up some thoughts. And I'm like, man, Syracuse is prime for play action, especially if you could come under center, right? Because they're aggressively playing these run actions. And Miami likes to run the ball. So I'm like, if you can hit them with a couple big plays over the top and play action, might work. Wouldn't you know it? So UNC, here's the route concept. It's max protection, meaning they're just going to go ahead and send 2 people in routes, and everybody else is going to go cover. And that's what they're doing. They're just running like crisscross applesauce deep down the field. And they're going to run a little bit of motion, eye candy to it. Here's going to be some orbit return motion. And now here comes the play action pass. Boom. You only have 2 people in routes. Got plenty of time when you have that many people in max protection. We don't say bang for the other team. I was this close. For the last time, I'm your boy Ro, OG member of the Orange Bowl Boys. Stay safe, my friends. And as always, bang.